It seems that tragedy has befallen this video game, Snowbreak Containment Zone. Apparently one of the English voice actresses doesn't want to participate because it has fan service. People can see the pantsu, the absolute horror. This is what Americans fear. I hope that the Russians or the Chinese won't get access to this knowledge. No, unironically, I do believe that there is a Chinese spy like Fei Fei or something, and it's like, look, all you gotta do is to show Americans the anime girl with the pantsu, and you crush their spirit. They just don't know what to do. I find it absolutely hilarious. Like, this is a video game where you shoot people, right? So, murder, fine. Pantsu, bad. Gun, good. Murder, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, good. Pantsu, bad. Can anyone explain? Now, here's the thing. It's also voice acting, right? Like, if it was actually a woman having to show pantsu, it would have been more understandable. But no, they can't make the ushikushi noises because pantsu, bad, okay. I find it interesting how the fans reacted. Either neutral to overwhelmingly positive. Again, you're supposed to play video games with Japanese subtitles. Anyway, you know, like common sense people that actually want to make entertainment. I gotta say, my thoughts on this and why I am so biased against this. First and foremost, obviously the actress doesn't have to participate, right? Like, if you're not comfortable with doing some work, that's fine. Well, whatever the reason. But I do hate the culture surrounding it. Like, I remember with Game of Thrones. Like, Game of Thrones, when it came out, it had massive plump tits on the screen, much to the horror and dismay of the American critic. Like, honestly, they couldn't sleep at night. It's like, holy shit, this TV show that's marketed them for mature. This TV show that has blood and guts in it, that has knights that are homosexual, like, all of that is good, but it also has tits. That is unacceptable. I mean, come on, we're Americans. What are you doing? Like, tits on all that. And then you have, like, this entire movement with decrying the boobies. However, everything else was fine. Like, the over-the-top violence, perfectly acceptable. Homosexual knights, perfectly fine. Even the incest, they didn't have much to complain about. But, again, yeah, so then you have the actresses going, well, I would never. And it's like, okay, like, that's fine, but you're making it sound like you have this paramount decision in order to improve humanity or something. Like, that should be between you and the person negotiating the contract. But no, they would go on interviews and say, like, we have changed society for the better because we refuse to do these scenes after we have become millionaires by doing these scenes. And what we want is a culture where no one can become millionaires like us for doing these scenes. You know, it's a little bit hypocritical, just for my take. I just don't understand it. Same thing happened with the lady that played Black Widow in the Marvels, right? Like, she starred in movies naked. She then went and played in the Avengers with a skin-tight suit showing her plump ass. And all of a sudden she goes on and it's like, oh yes, this is objectifying our culture. It's so bad. It's so bad. And she's talking about this from her millions of dollars of cash. Like, her mountain, her bags of money, creating this mountain that she sits on top of. And lectures everyone else about how objectification is bad and, you know, like, we shouldn't do it. Like, no other woman should be like her. No one else should have the suffering of having millions of dollars by appearing in movies in risque positions. This is the problem that I have. You know, it's the hypocrisy. And obviously, I do have this bias, so when I'm seeing this English voice actress refusing to work on Snowbreak because it's got fan service, okay, and does it take away from the game? No, I wouldn't even know she exists. Why? Because when I play video games, I play them with the Japanese subtitles anyway. And the Japanese voice acting, except for Nikkei. For some reason, I like the Japanese. I know, like, people criticize me, but it's true. So yeah, no, like, the media reporting on this, it's like, oh yes, she is so good, she is so stunning and brave, and I'm like, why? She doesn't participate. Yeah, but it's not an adult game. Like, that's the thing. It's not an adult game. It's not hentai or anything. It's just like a video game where you run around and you shoot monsters with a gun, and you get to see pantsu. I mean, is this the worst that's on television? Is this the worst that's in the gaming industry? Have you seen the scene from The Last of Us 2? Like, that is harrowing. To be fair, it is a horror game, so therefore the romance scenes are perfect for that as well. Nothing is more horrifying than The Last of Us 2 romance scene. Jesus. According to a statement on the official Discord, the English voice actors have refused to return to the game due to its fan service. Any question regarding about the future English voiceover in the game, they attempted to contact the actors. Oh, so they unionized. I thought it's just one person. Oh, there you go. It's ideological. To restore the English voiceover in the game due to the current improvement state of SCZ. However, they refused because the game has changed direction to fan service. So at the moment, there is no plan of getting the English dub back. Thank you for understanding. Yeah, you shouldn't hire these people. Unironically, you know how they unionize in order to push an ideology? You guys should unionize too and stop hiring them. I'm telling you this. Like, I'm making a video game myself. I'm not even considering English voice actors. For two reasons. Number one, most people would just play with the Japanese voice acting and the English subtitles anyway. Like, that's the way you just play Asian games. But the second, from what I'm hearing, most of them are unionized, especially on the English side. They're incredibly ideologically oriented. And it happens that my ideology doesn't agree with them, so therefore why would I hire them? The only, like, if I was forced to hire an English voice actor, I would hire a newbie, like someone that hasn't voice acted in many titles before. Look at this shit. You know, how they're attempting to muscle in on the production. Like, you got a thing going. And initially I thought it's just one lady who just doesn't want to participate. But no, like, all of them joined forces. It's like, okay, well, it is what it is. So the Snowbreak is a gacha game that previously cut its English dub late last year after evaluating voiceover preferences, and this means that most people were probably listening Japanese anyway. However, as the game has slowly gained more popularity, they have seemingly reached out to the English voice actors to bring them back on. And this is exactly how the community is reacting. It's like, oh no. Anyway, the fan response to this news have ranged from apathetic to celebratory, with some considering the voice actors effectively filtered or gate-kept from the hobby. The implication is that if they dislike the fan service, they probably dislike the game and may not be professional when performing. Bravo. You know what? This is why fan service is amazing. I, as a married man, can just say, if this is what keeps them away, more of it. More. Even when it doesn't make sense. Everywhere. Perfect. There's been a growing schism in nerdy fandoms lately between old-school anime and manga fans and fans who hold contempt for the fan service and other staples of the medium. Yes, again, more of it. And I don't see the schism. I see people who like the medium and people who want to bring their politics in their medium. And the status of the gate has been kept when it comes to Snowbreak. Let me know what you guys think, though, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.